Hello and welcome back to the best of 21 series between TheViper and DauT. As you guys know, TheViper is currently leading the series 4 games to 2, and obviously with this being a best of 21, it is the first to 11 wins who will win the series and take the title. So far, I've got to say, Viper been playing pretty damn well. DauT so far lacking in micromanagement, but other than that, he's really not been too far off good form. But so far, Viper seems to be taking these games fairly consistently, and we'll see how this one goes. We do have an Arabia-Mongol war. We do have over to the left of the map in red the Viper, and over to the north in green we do have DauT. And I have got the speed on fast for now because obviously, as you guys know, I am still in Greece and uploading files takes a very long time. So what I'm going to do is put this on fast until it gets to the feudal age, and then I'll put it back to normal speed so we can keep an eye on what's going on. Viper trying to be a pest over here by the looks of things, just trying to stop DauT from taking this boar. But, well, DauT is the one being the pest, really, because this boar, I believe it's the Viper's, because from what we can see, he's lured it with his scout, which does mean that could be an extra boar for DauT here, which is going to be very nice, and I think he's going to be pretty happy with that as well, because so far it's been the Viper who has been stealing the boars. And now we have DauT doing it as well. As you can see, DauT does have his 2 boars over here on the hill. So that's good news for DauT in this game, starting with 3 boars, and especially since he's playing as Mongols as well. They do get that 50% increased hunt speed. So he's going to be really happy with that. He should get him off to a great start indeed, and that really does mean that the Viper is going to be behind a little bit in this early stages of this game with food, just luring his first boar in there, as you can see, and having to take these deer on the front. Fortunately, those deer are in a good position. He can easily get them without needing to build a mill or anything like that. So I think the Viper not going to be too bad off. Thanks to losing that deer. He should, sorry, not deer, that boar. He should be alright thanks to this deer patch on the front. I mean, if this hadn't have been here, would have slowed him down incredibly. He would have had a much harder time. But he should be okay for the time being, taking his boar in right now. And oh no, that wasn't even a very good lure. Even the boar running around, not landing under the TC. But what can you do, eh? Still 2 boar over here. Viper, he could try and steal one, actually. It looks like he might try it. He is trying to just be a pest over here with his scout cavalry, as you can see. Maybe could pick off the scout cavalry of DauT, but DauT going to be able to get that boar in quite easily. It looks like he's even going to go and pick up the 3rd one real quick as well, and that's going to be really good for him. He's going to be up to the feudal age pretty quickly, and he should be in a reasonable situation. Obviously with Mongols, it's common to see them going up to the feudal age slightly earlier, as they do get that increased hunt speed from the boar and from deer as well, which is why I say the Viper isn't really going to be put too far back thanks to losing that boar. I think his score at the moment, his 100 extra score, mostly due to scouting. We have a look at Viper's scouting here. He's scouted a good portion of the map, whereas DauT not scouted quite as much, I would say. Viper definitely has a little bit more scouting there, and that would be why he's got increased score, as well as the fact he's built an extra mill, probably indicating why his score is slightly higher there. While things are getting underway, they're both clicking up to the feudal age now, I think. Oh, Viper slightly further behind, just about to click up. Oh no, sorry, that's DauT. DauT's slightly further behind, just about to click up with 21 villagers. The Viper clicking up with just 20. So DauT going to go up with an extra villager. But we'll have a look at their maps real quick. The Viper has gold. It's not on the front, but it's not really in the best location either. It's fairly close to his TC, so it's not too bad. His 2nd gold pile way out here over on the right or on the front, so he will be having to use this gold camp, which is why we see him walling off with houses here and building a barracks on the front as well. It's likely that he'll build a wall down to this area, so he'll keep his gold nice and safe right there. And once he goes up to the feudal age as well, I imagine he'll go for scouts, as that is a common thing to do with Mongols. Scouts possibly into archers or into sort of like a faster castle and then crossbows. DauT has okay gold, it's in the back. His wood very far from his town centre, but it shouldn't be too much of a problem. He should be able to defend this with a couple of spearmen or something if the Viper goes scouts, which is likely to be the case. One thing I've noticed actually, DauT hasn't actually found these sheep, so he's actually missing 2 sheep there, which is kind of interesting. I don't think he's going to be too bothered about that because he has obviously had 3 boar, but even so, losing 2 sheep, not the best of things. But this is nice from him as well, building a barracks really far forwards here. He's just gone up to the feudal age right now, and it looks like he's going to be playing this really aggressively, forwarding with an archery range right there straight away. Not seeing a stable from him, but that's not too much of a problem. We will see a stable from the Viper, however, and he is starting to make some scout cavalry right now, considering he had slightly less food in the feudal age, although saying that he did take the deer, but DauT's taking deer as well. Considering he's taking a little bit less food so far, scouts does mean that the Viper is going to have a lot less food overall, I think, as we do see DauT going for archery range here. He's building spearmen though, and he's already got 2 out on the field, 3rd one coming out right now, and he either knows about the stable, which he doesn't, or he's just going to rely on the metagame and assume that the Viper is going for Scout Cavalry. Scout Cavalry I think will work fairly well for the Viper. He can get in here very easily and harass a lot because it's quite far from the town centre there. So he might be able to do something with this. He could harass a lot over here, kill a lot of villagers, and that's why DauT is building forwards. And it's also why he's building spearmen already as well, just to put them on the probably on the berry patch and on the wood camp over here to keep his villagers extra safe. Lots and lots of wood being collected right now. Not so much gold at the moment, which is interesting because archery range obviously indicates he's going to go for archers. But first of all, starting to build up with skirmishes. I don't know if this is going to be some crazy DauT strategy or something like that, where he only builds skirmishes for the entire game. We have seen that happen before. Could happen again, who knows. Continuing to build spearmen as well, but nice from the Viper here, catching these villagers and managing to, well, he's probably going to be able to take out at least 2, maybe all 3 of these villagers, and that's going to be a big loss for DauT at this stage of the game. All 3 villagers die there. And in fact, was that 4? I think it was only 3 actually. Actually, no, it was 4 villagers. That's 4 villagers down for DauT, and at this stage of the game, just 12.5 minutes in, that's pretty huge. I mean, first of all, he's going to be delaying this archery range for a very long while, which means he's going to be a little bit stumped on military production, because obviously he doesn't want to be producing from just 1 archery range. And also as well, losing 4 villagers, that's a lot of gathering time, and a lot of time that it's going to take to replenish those at the town centre. So Viper getting a nice early lead there with those villagers picks, and I think it was kind of risky for DauT to actually start building up over here. Focusing down the spearmen as well. No upgrades so far on any of these units, but that is not surprising. It is very early stages of the game so far. But Viper gonna just head around to see if he can pick off any more villagers, I think. Looks like he's going to head towards this berry patch right now, and there really is only 2 spearmen over here, so that could be enough to repel the Viper away. His scout cavalry, 2 are pretty low, so 2 spearmen should be more than enough to deal with that, but he is going to harass and pick it there anyway. He might, nah, he's not going to get another villager very easily, losing 2 scout cavalries, but again, not too much of a big deal. It's worth trading that for managing to take out 4 villagers. 4 more villagers from DauT coming over right now, and he's going to get that second archery range up. It looks like he's trying to play this really aggressively, keep on a lot of pressure, but the Viper is pretty much fully walled, it seems. He's got a gap over here which they can walk through, but the town centre is in the way, so he could lose a lot of units if he does decide to come straight through here. Other than that, looks pretty walled off to me. He could go all the way around the back, but again, it might not work out too well for him. But oh, there's actually a hole. Wow, okay. Viper, you can tell really doesn't wall that often. A hole in his wall right there between the barracks and the stable. DauT's army makes it inside, but fortunately for the Viper in this situation, it's not comprising of too many archers, mainly just skirmishes and spearmen, and without fletching, it's gonna take quite a lot for these units to actually kill off any villagers. There's one low villager here, which DauT is probably going to focus. Yeah, he is indeed going to go for that one, and that one is just definitely going to be lost. But The Viper pulling his villagers over now, and these villagers with these 3 skirmishes here, even though they're fighting uphill, they're probably more than capable of taking this army on. As I said, it doesn't really comprise of many archers, there's no fletching on there either, so they're really going to be taking a lot of time to kill any villagers off, doing only, 2 damage, -1 for the armor, so it's going to take a lot of time to kill those villagers off. Viper's got some time here, he knows it. He's making skirmishes for the time being, making scout cavalry as well, and from what I can see here, what's that, 6-7 skirmishes, maybe 8 or 9 in just a moment, should be more than enough to deal with this little army in the back of his base. But I think DauT going to be fairly happy with this situation. He's got Viper inside of his base, he's building very, very aggressively, 2 archery ranges on the front, making skirmishes and more archers, and just making a blacksmith as well. But these villagers, if he loses these villagers as well, that is really not a good thing for him. He's already lost 4, and these villagers not gathering any resources right now, going to be just idle for the time being. Throwing up a watchtower right there as well. Not a bad positioning on that actually, because it's going to be in range of this gold. Viper actually not taking any gold just yet. At the moment just sticking to skirmishes it seems. Building, whoa, quite a few skirmishes right there. But going to build this watchtower here, and that does mean that Viper might struggle taking gold, but he has seen it, so he's going to get a defensive watchtower up. He'll be able to get that up earlier as well, as he's got more villagers on there. And now DauT stuck in the back of the Viper's base. It looks like this army is going to get cleaned up, but it could open an opportunity for DauT to come in on the front somewhere, bringing a few archers in now. Again, as I said, this army at the back going to get cleared up pretty quickly. Nice micromanagement from the Viper there, as he avoids the avoids the spearmen with his scouts and focuses the skirmishes with his scouts. He uses his skirmishes to take out the spears. So good micro there. Managing to deal with that army pretty easily. Fletching is being researched, that's at 95%, and that's earlier than DauT as well. So the Viper in a reasonably good position defensively. He's not really been that aggressive this game, which is certainly something that is unusual to see from him. Usually the Viper is the one playing really aggressive, no walling and any of that. But from what I can see so far, DauT playing nice and aggressive, looks really nice. But Viper does have an upgrade advantage. Well, he did. DauT just finishing fletching, but he has certainly got more skirmishes at this stage of the game. And if he can continue to keep this production up, he's definitely going to be able to keep outnumbering DauT in most of these battles, and if that's the case, then DauT's going to be pushed right back to his base, and there's not going to be a lot he can do with forwards, because a forward, if it fails, it's really kind of hard to come back from that, as your opponent can very easily just take out these buildings, and it makes it very difficult. Trying to put up another archery range, but the Viper is focusing down these villagers here, and I do like that from him, focusing them down. Well, he was with his scouts, but now he's he moved back, going in again, just focusing these villagers. And if DauT does lose these remaining 2, which just get away, pardon me, but if DauT does lose these remaining 2 villagers, that's 8 villagers he's lost in comparison to 0 for the 1 even for the Viper. So looking reasonable for the Viper here, and if he micros this well as well, he's going to focus on the archers, taking out the archers first, moving his units side to side, and focusing the archers down, because obviously he's going to want to be able to take out the gold units first, which is exactly what he's trying to do here, focusing the archers, as you can see. No skirmishes dying just yet, mainly just archers, but microing really nicely, splitting his army up into 2, moving them back and forth, and managing to take out a reasonable chunk of archers right there. It looks like he still has a numbers advantage. This archery range unable to be completed. DauT with 1 HP on that villager there. One more shot from a skirmisher and that one will die. But as I said in these previous games, DauT really lacking in micromanagement here. And it looks like this battle could go in the favour of the Viper yet again. he does still have more skirmishes on the field, and it's just turning into an all-out feudal war by the looks of things. 47 population, lots going on in the economy, quite a lot of farms going up here, lots and lots of wood being collected, and a little bit of gold starting to come in right now. But a third archery range going up. The Viper knows this is going to be a prolonged feudal war by the looks of things, and continuing to make skirmishes for the time being. Pretty low on all the resources at the moment. Looking at the Viper here, we'll have a look at DauT. He too pretty low on everything. Population wise, DauT 43, the Viper 47, and I'd definitely say he has a couple more villagers here. And that, of course, is going to help him out a little bit. If this is a prolonged feudal war, then of course the Viper going to be slightly ahead with his economy there, which is going to help him out in the long run. A few more skirmishes out here as well, and a stable going up for DauT. So 3 archery ranges and a stable for both of them, as well of course as the barracks. And looks like Viper's just going to continue to make skirmishes and archers for now. He's got 5 villagers on gold. He's going to want to add a few more onto gold if he wants to continue archer production. But right now, looking pretty good. DauT making 3 archers at a time as well. But if he doesn't actually group them up fast enough, Viper will be able to just stand in here and and pick them off as they come out of the archery range. Though, looks like he's going to get forced back temporarily for now. And again, really nice micro from the Viper in these games. He's really not let us down with his micromanagement at all. And let's have a look at DauT's base real quick. It's so open. Scouts right here could absolutely wreck DauT, I think. Scouts on this gold, scouts in this wood at the back could really wreck him, do a lot of damage. But as DauT has played this so aggressively, Viper's been forced to play very defensively, have to defend back at home with skirmishes and the like. And it does mean that he's not really had so much opportunity to actually make that many scouts and go and harass over there. He just have 1 inside of the stable, but more skirmishes coming out, and it's going to be skirmishes for quite a while. He still needs more villagers on gold if he is to start making more archers. Defensive upgrade as well has been completed. DauT doesn't have the +1 defense, so it's obviously going to help Viper out in most situations. But if we just look at the scores here, he's 800 ahead at this stage, and you know, it's quite clear that he's won every battle, well, most battles so far. Certainly got more units killed to lost, and his economy is looking really great from one town centre. Just researching Town Watch right now as well, actually, which is a nice choice to make. Give him that extra vision. But let's have a look over at DauT's side. His economy, he's certainly not got so many farms. Really a lot less farms, but mostly just wood, taking in the gold as well. But I'm a little concerned because DauT really hasn't made many farms here, and even if he wants to continue making skirmishes, you know, he's going to need that food for that. At the moment, just focusing on archers, so it's going to be a long time before he manages to reach castle at this rate. The Viper, I think, possibly with castle age in mind, he's already got a lot of farms up, so he's going to be thinking about that. He's even started taking a little bit of stoner here as well, as you can see, so he can get those town centres up once he does get to the castle age. But DauT just keeping it full on, pedal to the metal, I suppose you could say, with the army production here, just trying to make more army than the Viper, force him to stay in the feudal age for now, and try and pick off villagers, I think, where he can. So, you know, I think this is going to be a really long feudal war from what I can see. Neither of them really starting to make steps to go up to castle. Well, obviously adding farms into to keep castle in mind, but for the time being just continuing to make as many units as possible, mostly just skirmishes from the Viper, which I think is a nice decision actually, because you're playing as Mongols, you're going to need that gold for the later stages of the game to get Mangadai and all that, so it's really nice to see him making skirmishes here for the most part, because if you're defending, skirmishes work really well anyway, and there's no point really wasting all that gold on a lot of archers if you're just going to be playing the defensive game. But with this +1 defense and excellent micro, Viper could be in a good position here if he unites these two armies, skirmishers and the scouts as well. He's actually got the +1 defense on the scouts too, using them as a little bit of a meat shield going in, trying to pick off where he can. And DauT is moving backwards. Is he going to be able to take this battle? He should be able to. He's got a lot of archers there. He should be able to take this battle, but of course the Viper outnumbering him in skirmishes, he's falling back. Maybe he's not so confident. Maybe he wants to deal with the scout cavalry first, and this could be it. Gonna go in right now, moving in with the skirmishes, moving in with the archers, and Viper is managing to keep a lot of units alive. Thankfully, he's still got his scouts up here, managing to tank some damage with that, deal with the scouts from DauT as well, and DauT's army seemingly just melting into absolutely nothing. He's pretty much just lost his entire army right there, and considering he had numbers advantage for a moment, that was kind of surprising actually. He says GG, and we don't even see this game reach the castle age. DauT taking a massive loss right there in this in that little battle, and wow. I really wasn't expecting that. I didn't think it would end up like that so soon, but geez, DauT doing such a terrible job of microing that, and Viper just seemingly taking it so easily yet again. Even from a defensive standpoint, he's had to play the defensive, he's had to play the aggressive, and both times he's managed to just seemingly take it so easily. So there we go, 5-2 to the Viper. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I've been Zach, and I'll see you next time.